One of the scariest things for me coming out of a narcissistic abusive relationship was the great and deep realization that I had as many kids as I did. And I know that that sounds insane, like just hearing me say that, but let me explain. So, for if you're new here, long story short, I was in a really hard, toxic, abusive, narcissistic relationship, right? And during that time, I didn't know it at the time, but during that time, hindsight looking back and healing and all that stuff, I was experiencing extreme disassociation and extreme like functional freeze, which is basically where your nervous system is so traumatized, you are so traumatized, your body doesn't know any other way to keep you safe but to just basically disassociate and just basically numb yourself through whatever it is that you're going through. As humans, we have like fight or flight. Like if something is coming at us or we're in danger, our body kind of helps us avoid the danger, whether it's run, whether it's protect ourselves, whatever the case is. But when you're in an abusive relationship or a situation that you can't immediately get out of, our body tends to shut down in a way, in a effort to protect ourselves. And y'all, if I'm talking funny, I'm sorry. I have Invisalign in, and I don't know why it makes me talk funny, and like it's hard to, I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, my body like could not handle the level of trauma I was facing. Mind you, this is not my first traumatic situation that I'm going through, guys. I had a very hard upbringing, a very hard start in life already. So just imagine that, like my emotional regulation, my nervous system was already like on its last leg. And then to top it off, I got married and was just, words cannot explain how tumultuous, how toxic, how horrible what I was facing was. So essentially my body, my nervous system just froze. It shut down. It tried to protect me by just kind of disassociating from the reality of what was happening. And I just always remembered like having my kids. And you know, when you're a mom, I've been a mom since I was 18. You kind of just go through the motions, like the day to day, wake up, take them to school, do whatever you got to do, da 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 da. I breastfed, I did all the things, but I wasn't present and I wasn't conscious at all. Like, I don't know how to properly depict to you how, like, a shell of myself I was. And the thing that's so crazy is that while I was going through it, my family, of course, saw everything that was happening, and they were sad and they were hurting. They were seeing me being mistreated, abused, all the things. And one day, my younger sister, she is very like prophetic, very like she always has dreams. She always knows things before they happen, like that type of stuff, ever since we were kids. And my sister told me, she was like, Nina, I had a dream. She was like, I had a dream or like a vision. And she said in the dream, she was like, you were literally sitting at a table and you were turning into a skeleton, like literally, like in real time turning into a skeleton. And your husband, my husband at the time, she said he was like growing huge. Like he was like, just like growing like super muscular, super like handsome, super good looking, super everything, like while I was shrinking in the back and just like deteriorating. And she like I knew what that dream meant, but I didn't want to admit it because I felt like at that time in my life, I felt like, you know what, this is my cross, I'm gonna take it up. Unfortunately, you know, I didn't have the mindset and I didn't have the bandwidth to really understand, like, Nina, you're in an abusive relationship and you're going to, you know, not make it if you continue this way. I didn't really understand that, and I didn't want to accept that. So anyways, I really just was going with the motions. Every time I would get pregnant, I would just be like, all right, I guess it is what it is, you know, kind of thing. I love my kids. I always loved my kids, but I never felt like full consciousness, and like I wasn't present because I was in an abusive situation. I was just trying to cope, trying to get through the day, trying to make it. And another thing that I really want to say too, I know this is a sidebar, but a lot of people don't understand that when you're in an abusive relationship, it's not you getting punched in the face 24/7, 365. There's little pockets of happiness. There's little pockets of joy. There's little pockets of laughter. And then there's a lot of abuse. So if I had to put it in ratios, I would say that like 80 to 90% of the relationship is bad, and then there's 10% good, and it's sprinkled throughout the relationship. So what does that do to you mentally? It keeps making you think like, oh, okay, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. You keep trying to spin on a hamster wheel to get back to that good place. Like it's like a rat race. You're trying to get back to when they were nice to you, or that day that they treated you nice or took you out, or that day that they smiled at you, or whatever the case may be. So that's what happened to me. And I feel like my husband passed away in 2023. So shortly after that is when my healing kind of started, obviously. And I feel like as of recent, I want to say within like the last 8-9 months is when I really came to like deep consciousness that I have 4 kids. Like, y'all, like, nobody believes me. Like, when I say this, I always kept saying it to my family. I'm like, I cannot believe I have 4 kids. And they're like, everybody. I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. Imagine almost like you being under anesthesia and you wake up and somebody like just completely reconstructed your face or body, and you're just like, that's how it felt for me. Like, healing and like trying to regulate my nervous system, and like trying to come back to like a healthy place where I'm not fighting for my life and I'm not in survival mode, which I'm still dealing with, has been so sobering and so surreal, because I'm like, I cannot believe I have 4 kids. And when I say that, I say that in the most unbelievable, like exciting, scary way. Like I literally, it's so crazy to like try to even articulate it. Like, I remember like when I started like really feeling like present with my kids, I literally started homeschooling them, and I started staying home with them every day. They were going to daycare and stuff like that. I started staying home with them every day because I just was in shock and awe. I was like, oh my God, these are my babies. Like, I have babies. Like, I couldn't even really understand. Like, my brain was trying to process like that I really had these kids. Like, it was such a crazy like experience. Like, I can only attribute it, I can only like kind of compare it to like maybe you being in like a coma or something like that, and then waking up and like realizing like, surprise, like you got your memory back and you realize you have kids, you have this. That's how it felt for me. And when I tell you, I got so attached to my kids because I like finally realized that I had them. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, wait, I had kids, like, for real. And I remember another thing that like was happening to me a lot, because again, I was in a traumatic situation. I would go back and like watch old videos, and I would kind of look at old pictures of their birth and stuff, and try to like remember and feel it and feel the feeling. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe like these are my kids, you know? So one thing I do want to say, I know this video is about to end, but one thing I do want to say is that God is such a good God, because even in the midst of like your pain, your hurt, your trauma, is like God works everything for your good. I cannot believe that I have like the kids I have, and I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so great. Every day I pinch myself. I'm like, I cannot believe I had 4 kids. I don't feel like Nina, now that knows all the risk and all the things involved, would have ever done it. And I feel like that's the blessing that's the silver lining in it all.